You know what's great about today, Holly?
What's great?
Today's move-in day.
I know, that's so exciting.
I know, we're in our new office.
And it's beautiful.
And the other thing that was great today is we had the state of the company meeting today, which is fantastic too. And so we got to do award ceremony for all kinds of different agents, which is great. And also kind of got an idea of what's happened with our market center year over year, which is fantastic. So I don't know, I think the biggest takeaway that I took, and I mean, we're always asked as real estate agents, like, how's the market? And we always talk about that. It's like the one thing that I get asked on the street, I get asked in the grocery store, I get asked at the gas station. If someone sees this little thing right here or this little thing right here, they're always saying like, hey, what's going on with the market? So I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about what we learned at the company meeting, but also kind of what we learned in the year of 2022 real estate, and kind of throw some of those numbers out there of what's really been happening. Because I feel that, you know, we get asked how's the market, and I think a lot of people are asking that right now because they're a little bit concerned, or they're not concerned, you know, or they're just inquisitive. Because I hear from different, maybe the social, or not social, but movie, hear from other TV outlets, you know, that maybe the sky's falling, or on the other side it might be it's all rainbows and unicorns. But the reality is, from what I'm seeing with these numbers that we've seen, and also with what was dished out today at our company meeting, was that we're kind of in a normalized market, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
That was great to hear, because we really do hear so much about everything's gonna be terrible, doom, and then other people are saying it's not that bad. And so I think a lot of people just really don't know. And then that's why they're asking us. So the numbers we went over today were great. That really shows that it's not that bad.
Exactly, and something that was, you know, reigned true with me, I mean, actually all of us as the team in particular, was that it was pretty quiet, like in November and December. And that's a fact, it really was. And so I could see why some of that doom and gloom kind of came. And I'll be honest, like I woke up sometimes and be like, wow, what is really going on? Like I gotta look at these numbers. It seems okay, but it doesn't feel okay. But, you know, right after Christmas, like it was like, hey, Austin, Holly, Ryan, Ty, take a break for a little bit, just enjoy a little bit of relaxation, because literally the day after Christmas, my phone started ringing again. Yeah,
absolutely. Same here. And lots of buyers looking for homes, people wanting to list.
Cause I'm TNT, I'm dynamite.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And then on January 2nd, actually, right away, I think we got a couple of SME calls. People, I mean, it went from, it was like 8 properties went live on the MLS like the last week, or sorry, the week before Christmas. And then all of a sudden, I think I saw like 25 new listings on the MLS within the first like week of January. And so it's like, oh, okay, here we go. You know, 2023 is not going to be so bad.
No, I don't think so.
So what do you think the most valuable thing you learned at the state of the company meeting was when it comes to like any of those market stats? Like, I mean, how many was it of houses that actually that we sold in the MLS?
Yeah, so that was really interesting. So it was reported that there were 4,000 in the MLS of total property sold homes.
Yep, that's right. No.
Yeah.
So something like that. And do you remember how many KW you actually sold?
I don't. Do you?
That's okay. I remember Ryan just went over. We actually, so it was 577 homes our Keller Williams brokerage sold, which actually ended up being 12% of the market share in our MLS.
Which is incredible.
Exactly.
And we ranked 3.
Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do, because that was huge.
That was a huge one.
Yeah,
I know.
very huge.
Number 3 out of all of it, and I believe the other ones were the top was Pure West, and then it was ERA, Lambros, and Missoula. And I mean, that's our whole MLS. That's not. And what is there? Over 260 brokerages.
Absolutely.
So being number 3 is pretty darn good, especially as our own individual brokerage here.
That's what I was going to touch on, because Pure West is all of their offices. And we ranked 3 with just our one Keller Williams office here in Northwest. So
that's pretty cool. That's pretty good stuff. And Pure West, good job. Seriously, I don't want to say anything. It's fantastic. And same thing with ERA Lambros, who actually I don't know out of the Missoula office, but I worked with some great agents with ERA Lambros up here as well. So I think that we all in all had a pretty darn good year in real estate. I do want to go over some stats right now, just because there's some things that I wrote down some numbers here. I always kind of go over what Flathead County residential year over year has done. And one of the big things I saw here, and this is the trajectory I think things are kind of going, is we are in a recession. That's a fact. I mean, we've been in a recessions, no joke, since basically after the first quarter of last year, right? Mm-hmm. And it's been just steadily, declining a little bit here and there. What I see right here with the numbers and stats was with the Flathead County residential. Mm-hmm. And so median sales price in 2021 was $635,000. This year, it came down to $569,000. Now that shows about a 10% decrease.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're talking about the buyers, when you're talking about buyers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right? I was like, that's kind of exciting for buyers.
It is exciting.
And as interest rates went up, that when you're hitting those 635 median sales price and the interest rates are starting to go pretty high,
right,
it seems pretty unreasonable. But now, as we just had a little bit of a drop in interest rates just recently, the past week, I believe, then it's giving that people a little bit more hope, I guess.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think that shows, as you were saying, with January and having buyers be picking back up again.
Yep.
So they're seeing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully people are jumping on it and going to the spring market as we see more come on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Cumulative days on market with residential this year was 95, last year was 70, so not crazy. Absorption rate, do you remember what absorption rate is?
I do.
What is it?
So absorption rate is when you have months supply. So a normal market is 6 months of supply. So if there were no other homes to be listed, how long would it take for the homes to run out?
Exactly. And that's the thing is that actually the absorption rate right now is 4 months. So we're still in the seller's market when it comes down to it. Now that might be going into the more normalized market as we see this kind of go up, because last year was 2 months supply of inventory.
Right.
So
yeah.
We also have sold listings. This is good news. So actually, when we go into sold listings, this is a really interesting fact. We actually got it kind of cut in half. Last year was 189 sold transactions, and this year it was 91.
Yep.
So that's a big change.
That is.
And then also we have new listings. Last year was 105, and this year was 83. So hence the fact that that's why the absorption rate isn't as high, because the inventory is not as much.
Right.
So we still have that supply and demand issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yep.
Going into commercial real estate, keep this kind of brief. Median sales price on commercial real estate last year was $645,000. This year it's $620,000, which is about a 4% decrease. Cumulative days on market. This is actually dramatic. It was 89 cumulative days on market last year. This year 223. Whoa.
That's huge.
That is huge. So commercial real estate's not maybe moving as fast, but it's also not declining as much, at least of the price of when it's sold. So it shows that commercial real estate is kind of holding strong, and they're just waiting for that right buyer.
Right.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
And then I always laugh going to sold listings and new listings. They're usually pretty minor when it comes down to Flathead County, especially for December. December 2021 sold was 7. December 2022 was 6, so not much different. And the new listings were only 11 last year, and 8 new listings commercial real estate this year. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We got to talk about land.
Yep. It's an important one.
Definitely. Do you have some land stats?
I do.
Why don't you do this?
So for land, December 21, the median sale price was $313,000, and December 22 we're at $372. So we actually saw an 18% increase.
Nice.
Yeah, which that's great.
Oh, people want land more.
Yeah. You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So median cumulative days on market in December 2021 we had 105. And this year, or this month, we saw 129. So you can see there has been an increase of days on market. But I think that's pretty similar to what we're seeing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Absorption rate, this one, there's a big jump in this. So last December it was 3 months, and this year has been 12.
Exactly. Well, I was going to say too, with the sold on that's the big difference is that we only sold 18 land properties last year at the same time, and this year at the same time. Last year we sold 60.
Right, and this year is 18.
Exactly.
So yeah.
But new listings pretty similar. I mean, there's actually last year was 39 new listings. This year it's 44. So people are getting, people are actually listing more land in the wintertime than they usually do. But they might also be trying to get ahead of the market and trying to get some of that inventory levels up.
Yeah.
Multifamily, I laugh about multifamily. Multifamily got hit very hard by buyers and investors in the years at the end of 2020, 2021, 2022. There's not much of anything out there.
No.
When it comes down to it. I mean, right now, active, there's only 19 multifamily listings in all of Flathead County. And when I looked at this about 6 months ago, there was 7. So, multifamily is one of those things that, like I said, all the investors came in and bought up as much as they could, or they're holding on to it because rents are pretty high right now.
It is.
Or short-term vacation rentals as well, and all that stuff. So, multifamily is kind of its own unique little thing until things change or shift, where we see more of those come to market.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's kind of the rundown. We had a good year. And the Hidden Homes Montana team had a great year. Keller Williams Realty Northwest Montana had a great year. And I believe Flathead Valley and everyone around in the real estate space and buyers and sellers actually had a pretty good year.
Yeah,
overall, definitely. Even though a lot of that stuff, I said it probably in a past podcast or a past vlog, is that like literally it was going from 100 miles per hour with my Mach 10 with my hair on fire to all of a sudden slowing down to 50 miles per hour is what happened this year. And it just felt like this big shift and this big change so dramatically in like 3 months. But now I'm kind of getting used to it. And I got to go skiing with my son. I got to hang out and have a good time with the family during Christmas, and did some real estate here and there, but actually got to take that little bit of a breather, which was nice.
Right, same with buyers. They have a breather. Instead of trying to rush into a property, they're having time to actually look, which is nice for them as well.
Exactly, and you've been a showing machine.
Yeah, it's been really busy.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm going to be showing properties for 5-6 hours.
You're like,
and that's what I did Sunday and Monday, and the buyers are looking, so
cool.
It's a good thing.
Well, the reality is we should be really proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
It comes down to we had a great year. We had great people to work with. We've got this great new building. And by the way, we're going to, we're not, there's not even a chair in here yet.
It's not quite set up, but it's absolutely beautiful.
No, but there's been so many people. Brianna Nieder, Katie Stevens, Lana Beckner, Julie Webster, and there's so many other names I'm going to forget. Put this whole thing together for us, this beautiful new brokerage.
We've done so much work.
And we should definitely go around and take a look at some of the other offices and people getting themselves set up. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we should absolutely do that and go meet some of our favorite agents and friends here at KW.
That sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.